Good afternoon, Big Brother fans. It is Thursday, July 16th. It is day 10 in the Big Brother house, and we have our first live eviction happening tonight. Yesterday, when I talked to you, I thought that Ashley was going to be safe because that's what the house had kind of decided, and that it probably was most likely that Yash was going to get evicted, and the only way that Taylor would go is if it came down to Taylor and Ashley. Well, as happens on Wednesdays, things completely flipped. And Ashley, because she was so talkative with everybody about the fact that she was probably safe, they decided they were going to get rid of her. And so now, as we're talking right now, at roughly 12:15 Big Brother time on Thursday, Ashley is probably the target. She is probably going home no matter what, unless she wins the battle tonight. And so the three-person battle tonight, the blockbuster, as it is called, if she wins the blockbuster, then she'll stay. Otherwise, she's gone. If she does win it, then Yash is probably the one gone. And even Yash has been told, specifically I saw it this morning by Drew, that he should be okay unless it's between him and Taylor, and then it would be dicey. But dicey is an understatement. He will probably get voted out if it is between him and Taylor. So Taylor is the one who is almost guaranteed to stay no matter what. So what all has been going on? Well, that's kind of the big part of it. The alliance of the crossover alliance, which again, for those of you that have forgotten somehow, is Angela, Dee, Devins, and then Drew and Barrett. It appears overnight, and I haven't gone back to watch the actual video, but from my understanding is they kind of brought what we're calling the Red Quarter Alliance in with them. It's kind of just a general agreement that, hey, let's work together to guarantee that one of us gets the next head of household, right? It's a very loose alignment. There's definitely some major alliances that need to be worked out here. And again, remember, the Red Quarter Alliance is kind of a fabricated alliance by Dee and Devins to bring in Camu, I hate the names, Haley, and Chuck, right? And Rome is not a part. Rome does not like Chuck. So there's where you get it. So in my world, the major alliance that I'm interested in is the crossover alliance. I'm like all ready for those guys. So when it comes to Barrett, Devins, Angela, Dee, Drew, I'm watching those guys like a hawk. I'm paying attention. I'm seeing what they're up to. And then the rest of the house, I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever they're doing, they're doing. And that is going to be to my detriment, only because there is a whole other undercurrent of other things going on here. Specifically, and I watched it today, we have the Mamas Alliance, which is Jason and Rome and Latrice, also known as Lulu. They work out in the gym. They're the Mamas Alliance. They think they have got everything locked down and figured out. And watching them this morning, it's like they're just in their own little alliance world. And Rome thinks he has things all sorted and figured out. And I'm like, Rome isn't even on my radar right now for being a major alliance person. But he kind of is, right? He actually is kind of one of the more polarizing people on that part of the house. And he doesn't seem to be aligned, but he is. And so but it turns out he does not care for Chuck. I'm not sure how he feels about Camu. But the point is, they're looking at Devins or Dee, or they really aren't looking that heavily at Devins or Dee or Angela or Barrett or Drew as major threats. And they're more focused on Chuck and Camu, and nobody likes, it seems like almost nobody likes Haley in the house. Mostly because I don't know if it's only because she's been trying to tell Dee how to play the game, but yeah, she's just in her own, some of these people are just in their own little world, and they are just playing their own little game. And I hope I'm not one of them and I'm missing some major things here, but when it comes to the actual alliances that I look at and think this one could go far, I just don't see these other alliances as having a lot of staying power. I really do think we're going to see some major sorting out after tonight's live eviction. And so that's why I'm kind of like, I don't want to invest too much energy into sorting through Yash, Camus, Rome, Latrice, Taylor. All of these people are kind of like, they still haven't landed. I can see them all forming unders like Rome, possibly. But it's just going to take a bit. It's good. It's good. It's making it interesting. I do feel that even Drew and Barrett have talked about how, we're kind of sitting pretty. I don't think we need to win head of household. I don't think they do either. I don't think they should. I think they should not win it and just try to navigate the result of the next head of household. I don't think they're a target, even if I don't know who would put Drew or Barrett up. Dee and Devins are much bigger targets, and specifically Dee right now. Dee right now is a big target because she's from Survivor and because she won the first head of household. So that could be a problem for their alliance, but in the end, I don't think it will be. We're just going to have to wait out. So I'm going to keep this a little bit short today. As I expressed last night on Blue Sky, I got some kind of bug. I want to do a podcast, actually, and I almost did it yesterday, and I may do it yet later today or tonight. I want to do a podcast talking about my time in New York. I didn't talk about the New York premiere party really at all, and I do want to do that, but I just am not feeling 100%, folks. I've got some kind of head cold. I'm completely stuffed up. I have a feeling I caught it from someone either the New York premiere party, or at the airport, or on the subway, or on the plane home. Somewhere there, I got this bug. And I'm not feeling deathly ill, but it just makes me feel just not quite, it just is not motivating me to do anything. Like even record this right now. I'm kind of, I do want to talk to you guys. I want to tell you what's up. But at the same time, there's so much going on right now that it's hurting my head trying to organize it into it's a big, huge pile of dough that is not staying the same. It's constantly shifting and moving. And from my perspective, the key characters I'm worried about are completely safe. And so I'm not as worried about catching all those little nuances and figuring them all out right now. I am, but I'm not. I'm just kind of holding them back. So if you have any questions, if you want to know specifics about a house guest, by the way, I did print out the full cast list, and it is sitting on my kitchen counter right now. So that's the other thing I was going to do. I was going to go down name by name every house guest and talk about what I think of their game. I guess maybe I'll try to do that tomorrow. So let's do this for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about the 3 house guests that may go home tonight. Actually, 2. Taylor's not going anywhere. So between Ashley and Cash, let me tell you what I think about, or Yash, let me tell you what I think about both of them, and then we'll talk about everybody else maybe tomorrow. So Ashley, she's a free spirit. She's a lot of fun. I honestly have been watching her thinking, so when she gets out of the house, which will very likely be tonight, is she going to stay engaged with the Big Brother community, or is she just going to go off on her own? Because sometimes first evictees, they're gone and you never hear from them again. I do think Ashley will stay around if she thinks she can get something out of it. So if Ashley sees it as an opportunity to be one of those well-known first boots who are still in the community and still talking and everything, she may be around. But I think if she realizes that it may be a little bit too much work to be popular and to provide content, she may just disappear. For those of you that don't know, and I've only watched a very tiny bit of it, Ashley has done lots of different things in her early years. She was a weather girl of some type on Bleacher Sports or whatever that thing, the Bleacher Report, which is not a real weather job. It was basically a sexualized, she's a pretty girl pretending to do the weather and bantering with these guys on the show. So I look at that as Ashley is willing to do whatever it takes to pursue whatever Ashley wants to pursue. So I do believe if she sees that opportunity with Big Brother, that she will pursue it and try to engage people socially once she gets out of the house. If it turns out to be too much work, then I don't think we'll be hearing from Ashley. So the question is, will Ashley be at the New York City premiere party next year? I don't know where she's living currently. She listed her addresses from Chicago. There are no premiere parties in Chicago. So I can see one of two things happening. Either Ashley, and she could also hook up with some of the other cast members, right? If she clicks with a former cast member, then maybe she'll be in Houston next year for the cast party. But she may also fire up her own premiere party in Chicago next year. Who knows? Maybe that'll be the first time that we'll get an actual Chicago, New York, or Chicago premiere party for Big Brother. But she could also end up in New York hanging out with other people. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. So there's Ashley. Cash, or I keep calling Cash now. I know why I'm calling it Cash. I'm not going to explain it, but you probably know too. But we're saying Yash or Yosh. Will he? What do I think about him? He seems like he seems like an okay guy as far as in the house. He just didn't click enough with the people. He didn't click with the people he needed to click with to be kept. And I think he was right in that, Dee did promise them all safety, and he did help her win a puzzle. But he messed up something at the beginning of his game, and I'm just not sure what. I'm not sure what alienated him to the point, other than he isn't close enough with anybody, so there's nobody defending him when his name comes up to get out because he's seen as a strong competitor. So he's just going to be gone. And do I think he's going to stay around in the Big Brother community? I think the odds of him staying around are lower than the odds of Ashley. If he stays around for much longer, the longer a house guest stays in the house, obviously, the greater the chance they stay active in the Big Brother community. So this only applies to this week. If Yash gets voted out, or doesn't get voted out, and stays around and starts to form alliances and do things, then he totally different trajectory as far as life after Big Brother or life after the show. Same goes for Ashley. This is only if they go out tonight. How active do I think they're going to be going forward? And I would think that he is less likely to be active than Ashley is. All right. This is me just finding things to talk about. A lot has gone on in the house in the last 24 hours. I've just fun stuff, just planning stuff. There's all kinds of alliance stuff going on. It's been good. I'm interested. I'm watching people on Blue Sky talk about how this is such a wonderful cast, and I'm just going, they're a fine cast, but I don't think this is any better than any other cast recently. It is what it is. I think it's people who haven't experienced the live feeds from the start that are just kind of getting into it and kind of like, oh wow, and they feel much more secure. Maybe they were new last year, or maybe they're new to the community. To me, it's just like, no, this is the same as it goes every year. We're always very excited and very fired up when you have 17 or 16 people in the house. There's always something going on. As long as they keep the feeds going, there's stuff to talk about. It has been a flip and a flop on who's going out tomorrow, so that's been exciting. But I'm not particularly going like this is an amazing cast. I think this is a fine cast. I don't think this is a horrible cast, and I certainly am feeling better about this cast with the alumni that they have in it. And I'm including Dee and Devins as alumni, as it were. I'm okay with them. I'm okay with it. So that's a little bit different. I'm expected to be much more negative about them, but they have assimilated into the game, and I'm rooting for them too. That's part of the problem, right? I'm actually rooting for Devins and Dee. Here's one I've added to my list. Actually, I'm starting to root for Melody. I like Melody. I'm not sure she's playing a great game right now, but there's something about her presence on the feeds that I like. She seems sharp. I think she'll be able to put the pieces together and play a decent game. Whereas some of the other people, I think they're never going to get it, or they're going to get it too late. I think Melody is starting to figure it out. I don't know if that means she's going to play well or not. But there's that. Also, there was a comment made about Mallory that Rome and Jason and Latrice were talking about how they are going to, if Mallory is in the lead to win the head of household, they want to throw it to Mallory because Mallory has a hit list and isn't afraid to share it. And so apparently Mallory's hit list includes Chuck and Dee. I can't remember who else. Oh, and Haley, I think. Yeah, Haley is not well liked by a lot of players. If I said Ashley earlier, I may have meant Haley. I know in my brain I'm putting those two names close to each other, and they are completely not the same person. Haley is the softball player from Texas. who the fandom likes to call Thog because her last name is Thog Martin or something, and I just won't do it, other than I just did it now, obviously. And she seems to be overplaying, and she seems to be overconfident, and she's a big, huge target to a lot of people, which doesn't mean that she'll be going out anytime soon, right? The word shield has been used a lot. There's a lot of shields out there, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyways, guys, I'm going to let you go. As I said, I'm feeling a bit wonky. I gave you 15 minutes. I'm going to record a TikTok video and then make it an Instagram video. I'm going to post them all. Then I'm going to watch tonight's live show. Am I going to live stream tonight's live show? Here's a question. So let's talk about this whole process, all right? Because someone commented, and I think they listen to my podcast too, but I have a problem with people. You're not supposed to live stream shows, okay? So yes, there are certain people out there who have Discords, and they are sharing their live stream of a TV show with their Discord people. That's fine. Don't come into my chat lines and start trying to direct people to that, because I'm not doing that stuff, and I'm not going to encourage it, and yada yada. You know who they are. You know who you are. Don't do that. It's nothing more annoying as a content producer than having someone jump into your comments and redirect people to other content producers. It's like, dude, don't be doing that. Just think about it. It's just kind of like, don't pull my audience away and tell them to go to somebody else because they're doing something that I don't approve of. So I don't approve of streaming the show in a Discord thing. Lots of people do it, so do it if you want. I'm not judging you, but I won't be one of those doing it. So will I be live streaming tonight's episode? If I get home in time, if I am home by 8 o'clock tonight, will I pull up Twitch and probably stream it? Yeah, I'll probably watch it. I will not be sharing it. I will just be watching it live, and you can watch along with me. For those of you interested, yes, there are definitely people out there who share the live stream, share the show. I mean, I've shared the link to the live stream. We used to do it all the time, but it's not available anymore. But these are private Discord channels set up to do that, and I'm just not going to do that. All right, I've gone down a rabbit hole that I didn't mean to go down. Let's let this go. We're going to sign off. Maybe I'll be watching live tonight. Maybe I'll watch by myself. We'll just have to see. Okay, yeah, I'm still not feeling well. I'm still feeling inky. There's a tiny part of this like, I'll just delete this and start over. But I'm not doing it. I'm posting it. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks. Take care. Bye-bye.